first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology. Screen stands for Infusion Light Energy Gain. Where the heck is the remote control for this thing? What over there? Always over there. We're going to be showing off several demonstrations. We changed the environments around it real because we have multiple setups in here that we can run. Our screens do a number of different things. So once we get the ultra short throws in here, we can blow up the giant screens that you see behind you because they're involving ultra short throw projectors and a connect system. So we'll be able to show that off pretty soon. There we go. Reconnect my controller up. Wasn't even plugged in. But anyway, so yeah, you don't have to spend all this money. Like I've seen multiple setups. People spend tons of money, whether it be portrait setups, whether it be portable setups, whether it be rear projection technology, or basically front projection, rear projection, how you want to call it. It should not cost you a lot of money to do it. The reason why it does cost you a lot of money is because the screens are lacking. And when the screens are lacking, the projectors are going to get expensive. The environments are going to get much darker. So you're going to have a problem here to pull up in fully lit environments where people are going to be trained to go to venue projectors, projectors with high calibers. Ooh, that sound is way up to the roof back here. But anyway, so that's going to cost you a lot of money. So what we're doing here, with this projector, the Chrissy over here, we have right here, this projector does two different types of projecting. It does a portrait mode because this projector is square, which makes it fantastic. The heat blows out through the front, which means it doesn't go for the back or the side, which makes it great. And it has a handle, which we're sitting on right now, and it has vents at top. Makes it fantastic for portrait display setups. Of course, you got to do this with the PC because you have to be to set it in portrait, and boom, you got us. We got our big tiger running across the screen. The taco was just fighting with half an hour ago. He's in this section wrestling right now because he just got a big fight with the tiger. All right, so the reason why we have a monitor in the environment, because you should be able to operate in the exact same environment as the monitor. If we have to turn out the turn out the lights to be able to, compete with the monitor, we fail. So that's why we have the monitor in the environment. Over here, we swapped out. We've got the 300 lumen QME projector. If I can back it up here, I'm going to have a wire fight over here with my feet. This is our QME 300 lumen projector, 720p. And this is this portable screens we're going to be selling pretty quick. I was trying to get 30 inches. I couldn't find 30 inches for Jack. And I think they're overseas because judging by the timeline, yeah, that'd take forever to get here. Like we just buy a bulk of them and get them over here and do it that way. But anyway, we're just going to have 40 to 50s right now. That's a 40-inch 16:9 on display showing the Pac-Man running through the PlayStation, which I got to get the time to go back in there and finish the work because I've not got around to that. But anyway, that's what's running off of there are Pico projectors. So you can run Pico. Why are my keys under my feet? I was about to do. Sometimes I wonder about myself. All right. And over here, we have rear projection technology. This stuff is really freaking cool. So LG has its TV that's rear projection. As you can see right through it, it's like front projection, rear invisible. And we have these panel systems to allow you to use a projector that costs me a whopping $10. You can't see it, I gotta get over and show you. So that right there is a Sony CX100. The CX100 projector cost me $10. It's 720p. And we can operate it with a 6,000 LED lumen cold fusion light system behind the back of it, which generates a ton of light, a lot. My tiger over there. Rawr. Anyway, so this right here is a new technology we're working on under AdTech. This is a whole different type of projection screen. This thing can literally operate outside at 9 o'clock. They can operate at 4 o'clock. It doesn't make a difference. They run outside, period. We've been able to run one of these outside in rear projection mode at 300 lumens on that projector you see out there at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if we can get this to run at 9 o'clock in the morning outside, imagine what they do inside. There you go. Now you get the picture. There you go. Now you get the picture. Understand? You can go anywhere you want. You can have all your lights on. You can have this in the middle of a gymnasium. It doesn't really make a difference. On a baseball field, doesn't make a difference. It doesn't, nothing really affects it. And then you see the Coke bottle on the other end. That shows you how transparent the screens are. So this particular technology we're working on, we have an all black version designed for the ultra short throw projectors. You can stick them behind there, get like a little TV, like real like experience. On top of that, if you have a projector that says maybe has like a 200:1 contrast or 101 contrast, something really, really low, it doesn't make a difference. The screen is black, so whatever transfers through it has the Infinity One black level with it. So it doesn't really make a difference. No expensive projectors required. That's going to change the game big time. Because mine, so you're going out and spending all this money for these high-end expensive projectors because of the contrast capabilities. You're not going to have to worry about that because the screen does it all, which should have been doing from day one, to tell you the truth, honestly. From day one, it should have been doing that. Should have never had that problem. You have to spend all this money for a projector because, you know, the more the contrast you get, the more you have. Doesn't that kind of separate the haves and have-nots? It does, doesn't it? It really does. Tiger Man. All right, let me see. Want to see my monitor running right now? See my screen running? We should not have any problem with basically darkening the environment to accommodate the screen. Everything should run in here perfectly. So it saves my customers a lot of money. Again, we paid $60 for this projector, which we had 2 settings out of. Projector there cost $10, and projector over here, the Cumi, cost me $40. That's it. Now, because of our technology, these projectors can operate in fully lit environments. Let me show you something really cool. I'm going to put a white surface on each one of these. Well, not the rear, because the rear definitely is a different type of technology, but we can stick it up there. Let's see what happens. Might as well. I'm always into entertaining something new. Now, this is my office, and my office lights over top generate 24,000. Yes, 24,000 lumens is actually right on top of me right now. Does it hurt? It did at first. When I first came here, it made my skin burn a little bit. Got kind of used to it. Kind of understand what they talk about people who enacting under the stage lights. I couldn't imagine that, because these are way, stage lights are way brighter than this. Still. And the headaches, lots and lots of headaches. I thought the monitors were triggering it, but the monitors weren't triggering it. It was the lights that were doing it. So that's how much light we have in the environment. So what we have in here is basically more lighting than you have in the average home or even office, because an office is around 500 to 600 lux of lighting. These are older offices, so the lighting condition here is a little bit different. That's why I kind of like the older ones. If I got a newer office would have had 500 to 600. That would not been a challenge for us, would it? Nope. Everything happens for a reason. Now, is there calibrating involved? No. You won't be calibrating. You won't be doing any of that. No calibrating. No. We don't even calibrate over here. So calibrating, no duo. You don't be doing any calibrating at all. Would you need, again, high-end machines with high contrast? No, not necessary. Who the heck is the remote control for this thing? Sorry about that, people. I'm looking for remote control. I'm going to mute this thing for over here. Too much Pac-Man going on right now. Alright, so don't need that. Do you need 4K? All the projectors in here are 720p. We have no 4Ks in here. No 1080p's at all either. I used to have a bunch of 1080p's, but I got rid of them all because we don't need them anymore. Because that FOE technology paved the way for this technology, so we don't require them anymore. Any venues? Not anymore. Venue projectors were used to show that the screen can take on 5,000 without hot spotting, but these screens absorb outside at 9 o'clock, in the morning time, with some pierces through them. Cameras have a hard time picking up on them. I've had people come over and they ask if they can record. We say, yeah, go ahead and record. Because, it's advertising for us. And they can't get the cameras to read. So the bars will pop up. Close the cameras off. It's a good gracious, that's crazy. Yep. They generate that kind of power. So pretty soon, you'll be able to go in your backyard and turn on your screen. You'll be able to watch a game at 9 o'clock in the morning on a projector that costs you under $200. Imagine that. Your ultra short those setups will act like actual TVs. You'll be able to operate in fully lit environments. You'll be able to receive contrast even if your projector doesn't even have the capability to do so. That's why I find it pointless for people to use high-powered machines and their demonstrations, because you know what that means? It means at the end of the day, the customer is going to have to spend that money in order to get that picture quality. Things in life are too expensive as it is, right? wants to spend $10,000 or $20,000 on an entertainment center that you really can't correctly use correctly because you turn your lights on, it goes disappears on you. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Pretty much what it comes down to. All right, let's get some tape in here. I have some business I had to take care of, help somebody out with something. I don't mind taking time out of my day, help somebody out, not a problem. Get some tape. It's only kind of area to put the fan at that's not blowing in my face and just basically like, oh, put it up there. It's fantastic. It goes right down on top of me. It's nice and cool. Because remember, we run a lot of projectors. The one projector that runs the heat is these two. Even though they're equal mode, they still run the heat. Alright, so. There. Now, say my screens in here were white, right? This is what I'm going to receive in this environment. This is what you call the reality of a projection screen setup. Because what you'll see in the demonstrations where people are showing up their projection screen setups, they'll be in these ambient light controlled dark birthday kit candle environments. That's what we call it. You see somebody blowing a birthday cake and it's so dark in there, the only light you have is coming off a cake. There you go. The problem is that the environment they have in it is rehearsed. It's an acting environment. It's a fake environment, smoke and mirrors. So if you were to stick that thing in a commercial environment like mine, your screen would not function in there. And then this is where we come into problems where we say, well, look, it's supposed to be ambient light rejection. Yeah, but then they put on a level of what ambient light rejection is. Well, it's not that type of ambient light rejection, but it is ambient light rejection. No, it's not. So now you go to form sites. And you got form sites trying to figure out how to fix the problem because you spent a lot of money on a projector that you can't even operate correctly. And if you turn your lights on, germane to one contrast don't mean jack. It doesn't exist. It's just, it is what it is. So you're told you have to be in a controlled environment where the technology is designed to be ambient light rejection. Tell me that does not scream you got burnt all the way around. See? Yeah, I made the excuse. You know, they always got some jack excuse like that. I love the seafood ones. I can't wait to finish my case over there because my case we're building, it's going to be for the screen over here. It's going to have a depth kind of design to it. Like you can go into it like this one's designed. Pretty cool. So here we are on our portable setup over here. See, white surface. If we left that screen white, it's not functioning here. And then our screen over here. And let's go over here and let's see if the invisible one, which is just not transfer, so I don't know how that would work, but I know that's entertaining anyway. Get my tiger off of here. Tiger's been running for a bit. I know we're on that side. Perfect example. Look at that. In the dark, ultra short throw. Casting this one. So if you're in a rehearsed environment, if you're in a dark environment, you can't come in commercial. You can't even come in the average home. That means the average home, it runs 500 to 600 lux, or maybe 300 to 400. You still can't run in there at all, period. Your screen can't pick up in that environment. You have to be in a really dark environment. And no one's going to turn their living room into a cave at the end of the day. Especially the wifey, or the lady of the house is not going to have that. Because again, you know, like I said, who decorates their living room? Chances are it'll be the woman that decorates the living room. Do you really want to sit in a dark living room every freaking day? You turn on the projection screen just to watch anything? And you know you watch a lot of stuff, a lot of content. So that means you have to be in the dark all day long. And it's the reason why you have the conflict, the problems, and trust me, I know because I've been in business for a long time. The man wants a big screen, but again, she doesn't want to turn her living room into the bat cave. So how do we work this out? It'll be us. We work that out because we do demonstrations in fully lit environments, and sometimes the lady will call us and say, well, send me a couple of demonstrations. We'll send demonstrations, and we have tons of them, as you can see, of us operating in these massive, well-lit environments. And now they get the best of both worlds. You can watch the game on a 120-inch, and she can read a book. Unlike basically some people that in dark environments, even if environments literally, and this is going to be a front of a crazy joke, but we put them out there because it's true. Can you imagine an environment so dark that you can't even read Braille? Literally, that's what I see sometimes in some of these demonstrations. It's just horrible. Why are you in there? You know, as I said before, the age of being stuck in dark environments, it's long been over. It's like 10 years now. You guys should have definitely been able to upgrade by now. You can't be still sitting in the dark. You can't be doing this. You're still trying to convince customers at the end of the day that that's the way it's supposed to be. It's just a pass. I mean, I remember those demonstrations. People coming in with those knockoff projectors. There's some real good ones by then. By then, it was something Galaxy GJ or something, whatever projector was. Actually, that was right around the time when the PS3 came out. Remember those? Anyway, so a lot of YouTubers on YouTube doing these demonstrations with these giant screens right next to their bed. Didn't make a difference. You didn't have any room in there. You just had this giant screen on the wall. You had a projector sitting in the back. That's all. And they did game. And a lot of the demonstrations were done in super, super dark environments. Because that was the thing. You hit it off the side of your wall. That was it. No one was doing any great paint. They were hitting off the side of the wall. So, later on, people started doing great paints. And you started seeing more and more demonstrations of screens with just some light in the environment. So that's when they started bringing in doing more demonstrations with well-lit environments. This is where the 2.0 game came in, and the 3.0, and the 4.0. That's where they came into play. And then you had gunmetal slowly creep in there, and that's where you had screens that had 0.8 and 0.9. And then you had ambient light rejection technology, which was supposed to be designed to allow you to operate in fully lit environments. But as my friend said over at Projector Central, people have dumbed it down so badly that now they consider anything to be ambient light rejection. Heck, you can have a flashlight on in the next room, and it's like, it's ambient light rejection. That's how badly they dumbed it down. Or if you got bunches of people saying that, okay, if I got a light over here, that's ambient light. If I got a less ambient light, that's not ambient light, because that's going to be the same environment you're going to be in. You're going to go home, turn that thing on, and your screen's going to wash out. Because some of you are going through it right now. I know. I'm a researcher. I do a ton of research. And one thing I like to research is YouTube videos. And I watch a lot of people in these dark environments saying, look, I got this beautiful image. But you're in a dark environment. Every single time. Where my customers, and I can't say it enough, are outside playing. On projectors that didn't cost them a lot of money. Big difference. Like my customers out here, they're not going to be spending a lot of money. People we do business with, companies and stuff we do business with, they don't spend a lot of money. We advise a store, smoke shop, as you all know, we advise them to go in. I got to change my promo too. We advise them to go in and basically get these projectors I have here. Chrissy LW400, we told them to get those. And I could have easily afforded 4K projectors. We could have advised them to get a big old beefy big boy projector to fix our screen because it doesn't work correctly. They ask for higher lumens because we can't generate in fully lit environments. They ask for higher contrast because we can't read it at all, period. And then advise them to do it in a dark kind of environment so that way the screen can pick up better on the projector they spent a lot of money on. You see what I'm getting at? No, we tell them to go buy these projectors right here. 720p projectors, old models. And one of the guys in there, he was a tech head. I think one of the brothers, one of his sons was a tech head. So he knew stuff. He's a gamer, big time PC gamer. Played a competition and all that stuff. He was a Call of Duty guy. But anyway, he knew about resolution and all that crazy stuff. And he was like, 720p, really gonna operate? Fuck that. And I was like, yeah, we got it. We don't need it. We don't need to on that. Trust me. Our technology's like that. So they gave us the go ahead. We ordered the projectors. We brought them in. They set them up. And we pushed those projectors all over that environment. And the one that impressed them the most, the 150 through a store glass window at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So that saved them a lot of money. A lot of money. Because they were going to spend $5 grand for a projector. They're going to get the Epson LS 800s. They're going to get 4 of those things. They have any idea how expensive that would have been. For 2 of the projectors that he got a good deal. He got 2 of them for $400. They're practically brand new, had 0 lamp on them, and then they came with an extra lamp. That's what he got. And that's what you saw us pushing through the window. The whole object is just saving more money. Churches get ripped off all the time. They do. They constantly get ripped off. Some sales guy go in there and say, hey, look, get your white screen. That's all you're really going to need because the projector's going to do all the work for you. Never believe that nonsense. Never believe anyone that tells you that the projector's going to do all the work. That's a lie. Definitely a lie. Your contract is lie. It's not going to work. Because if that was the case with the P2, how come we don't see demonstrations like ours? I got an Optima GT 55 and 56. I took one of them outside at 140 inches, and nobody matched that one yet. And we did another one inside at 126. That projector's only designed to do 100 inches only. So if I can do that on a projector that costs $60, I mean, come on, something's wrong there. Just like people went out and bought the Valva. They bought the WeMax projectors because they promised you 150 inches. Remember that fiasco nonsense? We did it at $60. 720p. Right there, sit on the floor. That's all it cost us. And the thing about it, the people who had them and they claim the 150, you can't reach 150 on that. The pixel is an issue. It compresses. You have to have pixels to compress. If you max it at 150, where are you going to get the pixels to compress to sharpen the image? There you go. That's what they figured out. That's why you watch those demonstrations. You'll see they do 150, they do it in the dark. You have to have a choice sometimes. Okay, well, let's see. How do we save money? You buy from us. That's how you save money. Because in our demonstrations, unlike everybody else, we're not trapped in the dark, and we can go anywhere we want. You see in our promo demonstrations, we're inside, we're outside, we're taking on sunlight, we're doing something different every time we turn around. Demonstrations you'll watch after this, they're stuck in the dark. Bragging about a projector, they paid a lot of money for that, they're stuck in the dark. Chances are they're probably going to have to calibrate a machine that has 1.7 billion colors on it. That's pretty jacked up. And at 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, you're calibrating this to get color? That's not good. That's not good at all. Now, like I said, the only people that are bitter by what we do and what we say are people who make products. I got a message for you. 2026, you are officially obsolete. You understand me? You know it's coming in 2026. You've seen it sitting right over there staring you in the face. On a $10 projector at $24,000 that hits that screen, and it sits there with a 6K halo system in the middle of it. It can absorb sunlight at 300 lumens. It can absorb sunlight at 50 lumens. Inside, outside, at 300 lumens. Imagine when that thing peaks at 100%. You're looking at, this is a message to them. When that projector and that set was outside, you know what that screen was? 15% completed. When that thing maxes at 100, it's lights out. I got a marketing team coming in to make sure we show up at every single expo we can get our hands on. To get as much advertising we can. Right now, we're building the foundation for that technology. That's why I'm bringing in all these people to come and take a look at all the stuff we're designing. But that particular screen right there, that is your ender right there. You don't have enough time to build technology to match that thing over there. And it has multiple versions. You can change its colors. It has all types of capabilities. And it can go anywhere and do anything it wants. I can fire that thing up in the middle of a mall with a skylight over top me, and it wouldn't even touch it. That's what you have to worry about. You're about to be out of business. The only way that people are going to want the best, they're going to come through us. And if you challenge us, we'll crush your company. There you go. Enjoy that. Snack on that for the day. Oh, by the way, we can't be bought out. We're not for sale. And that's interesting. I got into this field to level the playing field, and now we decide to basically just destroy it. Because again, it needs to be redone. Sometimes you have to scorch the earth in order to start all over again. You know, like the Halo system. Ever play Halo? You know what that ring system was for? It was designed to reset the universe. So if one alien race became too powerful than another, basically the ring system was a giant weapon to actually erase everything and restart everything all over again. You think of it like that. Yeah, okay. Well, that's basically about it. As for the customers, well, no more getting ripped off. Never being stuck in the dark, spend money for projectors, sitting there in your brightness and all the other stuff you got to go through to try to figure out how to get it to work and go reading through the manual and all that nonsense. You ever see me do an unboxing here? You ever see me go through the manual? No. Turn projector on, hit screen lights on, move on. That's it. So let's get this straight. The people who don't like us, because they try to make it sound like everybody. No, no, no. It's not everybody. It's you individuals who make product. You don't like us. I don't think anyone else would have a problem with being to fire up and fully lit environments like us at the end of the day. They wouldn't have that problem. Or saving tons of money. They wouldn't have that problem. You require expensive projectors to work. You require dark environments to work. You don't like it because at the end of the day, we have put the bar so high that you can't reach it. So what do? You try to slander us, and that won't work. So I'm going to give you clear understanding on this. Any company, anybody we find at the end of the day, if we catch you making statements about this company, if you can't back up, you see this demonstration right here, I will do this in the courtroom from you. I will embarrass the daylights out of you. I will have you on court record, and I will clean your clock at the end of the day, which means I'll take it all from you. So, what do we learn from this? Stay in your lane. That's it. I mean, you knew we were coming around for what, 14 years or so? And you didn't develop anything yet? And we were developing black technology like 10 years ago. What do you think then to make it? At least you would have got some knowledge in there or something. So it's not my fault. So the only people, like I said, that are upset and bitter, these are people who sell product. They're the only ones that are bitter. Well, as they say in the movie business, lights out, because that's what's about to happen. And put it this way, for those who paint, you painted yourself into a corner. Nothing can stop me all the way up. See that one right there? We got the light, sunlight pushing through the screen. Oh my goodness! Once you conquer sunlight, that's it. I mean, you got the freedom to go anywhere you want. You know how much power we have with that technology? We can go anywhere we want outside, like literally anywhere you want. I was upset because there were trees over top the bench. I was like, you know what I mean? But, 9 o'clock in the morning at 300 lumens is fantastic at the end of the day because you can run it. But with the buddy system we're about to buy in a few minutes, I'm going to be all over Allentown. I'm going to go anywhere I want to set up. And mind you, every time that screen fires up, it brings business to us because business cards. We get tap, 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 tap all day long. That screen right here, we got the screens on the go. They're going to be outside. Now, they can't generate what these screens can do. But around 6 o'clock, when we're out there with our projector doing some gaming on the RetroPie, we'll do our half and half, because I got to screen them and show over half and half with our technology. You know what they look like without the technology on it. And we're going to be doing some demonstrations all over the place. With that ad tech technology, you can go anywhere you want. That's the interesting thing you got to think about it. For the people who make screen paint products or projection screens, you can't do that. You have to be under a roof to show off your demonstrations, and even under a roof, you still have to be in an ambient controlled environment. Tell me I'm wrong. If you're outside, where do you have to be? You come outside between 8 and 9 o'clock, that's when you're outside. So that technology over there, with the fish blowing through it, it can go anytime it wants, anywhere. And I can carry my projector and everything I have in a little bag. It'll operate at 300 lumens. I'm actually going to test 50 lumens too. I want to see how that works outside. That's going to do 50 lumens at 9 o'clock in the morning. That fish is through, man, that's going to be crazy. If we get, put it this way, if we get 300 lumens to operate outside at 9 o'clock, what do you think would happen if someone hits that with a projector of 500 lumens? Or 800 lumens? So let's go overkill here. Let's go insane. 1,000 lumens. Oh, actually, I'm going to hook up 1,000 lumens outside. I'm going to run one. Definitely going to do one. 1,000 run outside. But anyway, yeah. See what I mean? That's why when we do demonstrations, we do the lumen count low, extremely low. That means if we can get a 50 lumen or 300 lumen to operate in a fully lit environment, that means we can get anything to run. Where you guys go in and get an ultra short throw projector, lay it against the screen, get a 3,000 lumens at a foot away from the screen, and then darken the environment. Yeah, that sounds like an unhappy camper at the end of the day. It really does. All right, well, we showed our customers how to save thousands, and you showed your customers how to spend thousands. Like that guy kept saying, saving you hundreds. I don't even know how that would even work. You spent $3,300 for a machine, and my ultra short throw cost me 60 bucks. I can produce at 150 inches, fully lit environment with the windows open. Read 100% contrast. No calibrating required. You have 1.7 billion. You have to calibrate that thing. You have to be in the dark at the 2 million to 1 contrast. Can't read. Gee whiz, that's horrible. And your screen side is only at 100 inches. That's it. When we're at 150, we take up an entire wall. Yeah. And we only paid 60 bucks. That's it for a whole setup. So he's saying, oh, you're going to pay 60 bucks for my product. You're going to save hundreds. Now when it comes to the projector, you won't. Because you're going to need a very powerful projector to fix that mess. And you're still going to be stuck in the dark, and you're still going to calibrate. So it's going to cause you a headache, number one. It's going to cause you problems, number two. And it's going to be expensive. And it's going to be expensive that you can't even use a projector. Can you imagine going out and buying a Bugatti? You get a Bugatti and you find out that it can only go past 50 miles an hour. But that's what the car is designed. It's designed to have tremendous, incredible speed. But your car can't go past 50 miles an hour. But you paid all the money. You paid the money what you paid for Bugatti. You did. You paid the full $3 million. But it only goes past 50 miles per hour. That's what happens to those of you who buy projectors and use them on gray screens or screens that can't do what they're supposed to do. You paid the money for it. You just can't do what the projector is designed to do. That's what you get. That's what you end up what you're getting. You got a Bugatti that travels at 50 miles an hour. So you paid the money, you just didn't get the performance. Lights out demonstration. A white piece of paper can't match it. That's a gamer technology. That's what we got in the portrait. I said the portrait. We built the screen bigger because we want to do portrait gaming off of it. But we got to get the other projector in here because this projector is a long zoom lens. They do smaller lenses at farther distance. These are projectors you use for basically if you're doing true dedicated theater room setups where you have your projector in a booth. It's going to be about 18 or 30 feet from your screen. Use those. Because what happens is you use the big boy projectors that don't have a zoom lens. That's what happens to a customer eye. When you pull it back, it's going to expand. You're going to hit everything. The walls, the seats, the ceiling, everything. You got to use these projectors for that. So you can't be just standing up there on camera. We're a dedicated theater room. No, you do not work with dedicated theater rooms. Stop saying that. Your gray and white screen, even gunmetal, you're not working with dedicated theater rooms. And if you sit there and say, why? I can't express this enough. You have to read 100% black. So, if you can't read 100% black on your screen, where are you going to? You're going to the projector, right? So that means your cost is going to jump a lot. Because now you're going to have to find a projector with a very high contrast level to come close to a darker shade of gray to fool the person that they're actually seeing black when they're actually seeing gray. And even when you spend all that extra money, so you spend $5 grand for a projector that has a 5 million to 1 contrast on it, you still can't read the black. Because if you turn your lights on, you'll find out. We have to teach them. They have to know. They have to know. See right there? That's my portable setup. Right there, little Pac-Man on in the background. We always see the white screen. That white screen is useless. By the way, I shot a nice little video for the company, send it over. We should be getting some information back next to them, asking us at the end of the day, what are we proposing? We're proposing that you buy our products to upgrade your technology. If not, we make a portable setup, we can wipe your stuff out. So you don't have to buy from us to upgrade your stuff. Now, we'll be buying the same thing that, you guys, we engineer so much technology, it's not even funny. We have stuff set aside alone for companies that only they can get access to. Each one we can individually customize the technology just for them. So even if you're in the dark in your gaming room, you can't use that one. Work at all. White screens won't work at all, period. Now I gotta coat this because I'm gonna turn this into a screen because I'm gonna use my portable projector. My other one I gotta oh, what was running there? Excuse me about that. Let's look at where all the feeds are at running through here. That's going to the TV. The monitor over there. I guess of that. What's my fire stick at? Somebody sitting there telling me about invisible technology, but they know what we know. No, you do not. They know the first thing about invisible technology. So the light that comes off that screen, all our screens have to go through halo systems. The reason why we put them through those halo systems is to make sure that they can read in tons of lighting. And mine, like I said, unlike the people that sell these products, what is your lumen count in your environment? Because like I said, we're at 24,000 in the ceiling. Black background. Beta fish. Now, this technology is being engineered for the LG. The LG has this screen that basically has what we see through. I did all the research on it. It has two screens in it. When you pull the black version down, which is the OLED down, the problem is the screen behind it can't read 100% contrast. So therefore, you're not getting the contrast level. It's not there. Our technology can read the contrast level. I have no idea why we can't do invisible contrast, black contrast on a freaking electric phone, on a TV. That's just not going to work. I can't even imagine that. That freaking baffles me sometimes. $10 projector. That's what we're using right now. $10. Rain. Screensaver. It also has gaming technology embedded into it too also. Panel system. Two panels locked together. They're not even fitting close to each other, they're overlapping each other. The reason why we didn't put a roof on the top of it, because we like to push down on top of it in the environment. Then we got our naysayers. At the end of the day, we call them all naysayers. That's all the naysayers in our book, all of them. We call them naysayers, all of those in our book, because that's what it is. You know, you got to figure it out. This one just came out. This is the gaming technology we have right now. Cinematic right here, and that's the future right there. 2026 technology. 2026 technology right there. So, I'm going to get back to work. I got things to do. That's what I usually do. And just want to put that little note out there real quick. Because, you know, a lot of chatter. Lots of chatter. But all I see is nothing but chatter. I don't see anything being made. That's what I see. Nothing but chatter. You can talk about me all day long, but where's your stuff? I can come out here every single day, change my environment, go anywhere I want, do demonstrations here and there. And what are you guys doing? You're chattering. You're just talking. I'm not talking about just as individuals. I'm talking about all of them. You're just chattering. Just talk. Well, you better get it together before 2026, because when that thing reaches 100%, it's lights out for you. And I guarantee you, what we're going to do is, we already done the testing on your stuff. We're going to send each one of you companies out a sample sheet of that technology, and you can experience for yourself what you're up against. You can't touch it. It'll be patent. All that stuff will be locked in. We'll send it right directly to you. Show you exactly what the future looks like. We'll send you 6 of them. There's 6 of them we're actually designing. And an all black one coming out pretty soon. There's another one that comes out that does holograms. It's pretty interesting technology. Yep. You can test it out for yourself on all your screens. I know exactly what they're going to go through. They're going to go through the same thing I went through when I tested myself in this Black Diamond. Okay, but that's amazing. Now that screen paints alone, that's what they're designed to do. So we're going to get an account on eBay, and we're going to sit on eBay, and we're going to test all the product on eBay versus our product. Before I write my description sheet, I'm going to put down that our product is more superior than any screen paint on the market. Now, it wouldn't be fair for me to make a statement like that if I hadn't tested the screen paints, which we already did, but test them again against this new technology, making that statement. So, on the page that we have in our marketplace, you will see a link of each product that's found on the eBay marketplace. It's showing our side-by-side comparison. Keep in mind, people on eBay, please understand this is business. Please don't get sensitive over this. It is what it is. That's pretty much it. You'll be operating at 24,000. That's what you'll be using. Now, you claim in your specifications, that's what it says, that you can be used in, your 2.0 game. You can be operating fully lit environments. Let's see what you got. Let's see if you operate. Which means you'll be tested on color level, contrast level, and white levels against our black technology. You'll be going against the new eBay paint we're developing, and that will be what we'll do from there. You'll be ultra short though, pico projectors and big boy projectors, and you will be here. You'll be inside and outside. I'm very thorough about my tests, so we'll go from there. But I got to contact the company. I'm not going to tell you who, but we're going to get our sample in there really soon. So basically, we can finish conducting the rest of our demonstrations. You can't make statements saying that you are the best of the best unless you beat the rest. If you're the best of the best, you'd still be around. There you go. Where people make that dumb statement, oh, the best of the best. Cut that nonsense out, man. Please, house paint products. You're not the best of the best. Sheesh. You didn't get this stuff. You're just making this stuff the best to go home. It was built some good. It was Big Daddy. The Big Daddy. One guy called himself the Big Daddy. Yeah. Ugh. Joe paints. That's another Joe paints. Big Daddy, but he doesn't even know the gain of his own products. The other one didn't know the color of his own product. He kept calling our stuff gunmetal. And then right on the container, it's gunmetal, but yeah, it's not ambient rejection. Tell me how that one works. Because yeah, I put that in the form set, and they were like, who wrote this nonsense? So, like, that's not even possible. That's the reason why people pay the money for the darker screens, because they have a better chance of absorbing light than basically the lighter screens. They have a higher gain attached to it. They would be ambient light rejection technology. Ooh, that's really nice. Is she flying that drone like that? That's pretty cool. Oh, that thing had to be expensive. No, not in many years. Man, first things first, the entertainment cabinet, I'd have taken that whole thing out. My screen would have been the size of the entertainment cabinet. Easy. Especially with this technology right here. As a matter of fact, with this technology, I can stick that thing right next to the window. No, that really Yeah, that's a big old screen for one of your kids to come into a matchbox or whatever and crack that screen. I would think as much as how easy it is to crack one of those screens, how can they not put Gorilla Glass up there? Or some kind of shatterproof glass. Unless they basically are counting on you cracking the screen, so you have to bring it back in, so you have to pay more money to get a replacement. That's the only thing I could think of. I would think by now, if they're easy to break that way, you would think, oh, look at that. Is that the links? The links? What do you say, baby? Here we go. Oh, look at the size of that. Man. I would love cats. Well, no, that'd be a bad idea. If cats got that big, it'd be a bad idea. Alright, we're getting out of here. Gonna watch this. Ugh. Everyone's fighting each other. You don't want to see all that crap. I'm getting the weird side of YouTube. There we go. Tie me into that loop. And you want to give me the screen to get me past so I get out of it. Alright, that's pretty much it. I got some at least I didn't go past my time, so that's good. Let me see. I'm gonna get my whatchamacallit back over here. What are screensavers? Oh, they make it snow. This technology is also not only for TV, but also too it's for advertisement too. So it's going to be designed for advertising technology. Now we already found the rules that we can't be out in the open area where there's traffic because we can cause accidents with this technology. But malls and stores and all that, they want to bring their advertisements to life. This is what this technology is also designed for. You can make it look like it's snowing right on top of your Coca-Cola. Is that cool or what? Yeah, cool. It's like you can actually see it's like a 2 or 3 dimension in there going on in there. I gotta get those Coca-Cola teddy bears in there or something like that. Oh. Oh. Well, how would that react? Would that react that way or would it be different? Let me see. I'd be kind of curious. I got an idea for a new projection screen. A new projection screen design for advertisement technology. People gotta go. Something just flashed into my head. Gotta go. Thank you and God bless.